Hello, disgruntled Londoners who are currently trying to navigate the hellscape that is the Jubilee line, whether you be on a overcrowded platform, waiting amongst hordes of people trying to get in Canary Wharf station, or stuck somewhere else. I sympathise with you. I am making this as a follow-up to my original video, What's Wrong with the Jubilee line. If you need to see that, feel free, it's linked below or up in the corner somewhere. And I thought I'd come to you because the RMT have luckily given us a little bit of an insider insight into what's going on, because TfL seem to be staying fairly silent on Twitter. So I'm going to link that below, and also I'll show it on screen now. I'll be as brief as I can. The main points which we need to know are that the cracks on the coupling gear. They have decided that the Category 2 trains, which were the ones that needed to be inspected every 3 days, now need to be taken out of service. So that is 3 more trains no longer in service, bringing the grand total up to 10 of the 62 trains that run on the Jubilee lines. The Jubilee line is currently only running with 52 trains. And that is a bit of a lie in itself, because not all of those 52 trains are going to be available. Some of them won't be in service just because they need their regular maintenance done on them. The Jubilee line is having its interior refresh at the moment, where the trains are being refurbished. So there's probably one train halfway through a refurbishment as well. So the total amount of Jubilee line trains available is probably less than 52. It's probably in the high 40s. And that's also subject to come down even further as these cracks develop. Obviously, they are monitoring several trains right now, every few days, to try and decide if they can still stay in service, and they are liable to having to take even more trains out of service. So this isn't going to get better. If anything, it's only going to get worse. Sorry, don't shoot the messenger. Now, the reason that they haven't been able to develop a fix yet is because they don't actually know the root cause, and I'm guessing because they don't have a root cause, they can't work out how to mitigate it from happening again. Because like I said in the first video, this is the kind of thing that should not happen to a tube train, not happen to any train. The Piccadilly line runs 1973 stock, the Bakerloo line runs 1972 stock, trains built years and years and years ago, which aren't having this issue. The Northern line runs very similar trains to the Jubilee line, and they're not having this issue. So obviously this is a very complex problem, and I'm guessing TfL would rather take their time in finding a fix rather than rushing it and having more problems down the line, because these trains are only halfway through their life. They, like I said, 1996 stock, they started being built in 1996 stock started being built in 1997, with more trains being built in 2005. The train's lifespan is more like 50 years, so then they're not that far into their life yet, and they need to be repaired in a way that's actually going to last. The RT has also said that, I just want to find it in the statement very quickly. Yes, it was also reported that there is an issue with the bolts shearing under the train, which may have contributed to the cracks, and the cracks have been found in other areas of the train separate to the special trailer car. Special trailer car referring to the additional 7th car, which was built in 2005. Like I said in the previous video, Jubilee line used to be 6-car trains, but in 2005 they placed an order for additional units to make all of the trains 7 cars, and also 4 extra trains. So there are 4 brand new train, or not brand new, but 4 2005 trains on the line, and every single train has 1 car on it built in 2005. You can tell these apart by the orange passenger information boards inside of the trains instead of red. The dot matrix indicators on the old ones are red, and on the new ones are orange. Fun fact. But that's fairly interesting, because that means this fault could be developing in cars other than the new ones, which means it would be a fleet-wide issue, which is not good news for TfL. I'm guessing every single train at some point is going to have to come out of service to have a fix applied to it, which will take a very long time. If you want to get a grasp for how long it takes to apply a fix throughout the fleet, or something throughout the fleet, look at how long the interior refresh is taking, because trains need to run. Obviously, they might end up in a situation where they want to just suspend the entire line for a few days, maybe over the holidays or something, if they can do that, and just fix the trains over a few days, rather than have this situation where they don't have enough trains for what could be ages on end. It'd be very interesting to see what happens. The central line actually had to be entirely suspended for a while back in the early 2000s because they had problems on the 1992 stock with the motors falling off of them and causing derailments, and the entire line had to be suspended for a bit while the trains were repaired. So it will be interesting to see what happens at that central line. That actually was what caused the Chantry Lane derailment. You can look up the Wikipedia article for that if you want to. But what this means is the Jubilee line is going to be affected for a while. Don't blame the staff, like I said. Don't blame the people on the ground. Try and be as compassionate as you can to them. They don't want these delays. I'm sure the drivers don't want these delays, and I'm sure no one wants this to be happening, but TfL need to get these trains to a point where they are safe again. Safe relative, I actually could have been more clear in my last video that if the trains do fall apart in service, or split in service, the emergency brakes will come on and they will both stop. The issue with safety comes in what happens after that, because if it happens in a tunnel on a crowded train, you could be there for a few hours, and it means the trains either side of it can't move, and it means that the evacuation will be a mess on that, and that's where a safety hazard comes into play. And it could pose risk of derailment or something like that happening, which just makes everything slow down, grind to a halt. The line will have to be shut for hours. Not a good look. Also, they've currently said that in the meantime, Jubilee line is going to continue to work to the current timetable with trains they have available with obvious gaps. So they're not implementing a special timetable or anything like that. They're just going to keep on trying to do what they can. Personally, I'd say they should introduce a special timetable. What I've noticed is the trains, there doesn't seem to be too bad of an absence of trains, but they're really spaced out. So you'll be like a 7-minute wait for a train, then a 1-minute wait for a train, then a 3-minute wait for a train, then a 10-minute wait. They need to get it where they're consistent, but that's just my opinion anyway. RMT have said they're going to engage closely with London Underground engineers, which is good. They're also going to keep on relaying information to the train operators, which is also good. And also a very integral line is that they welcome that London Underground have commissioned a formal investigation. So that is great. That's what I said would probably happen in my last video, and it is happening. London Underground are investigating. Perfect. Hopefully we will find out exactly why this happened, exactly how this happened in a public report. Even if it's not public, we can Freedom of Information Act it and get everything we can. That's another thing. I am going to be, once this situation is over, I will be requesting as much stuff as I can under the Freedom of Information Act, and I will make a follow-up video and we'll try and piece together exactly what happened. So we're now entering week 2. It's only going to get worse from here for a little while. And when things do start to get better, it will be interesting to see how it does. Once again, my sympathies to you guys. This is going to be a struggle for a little while. Bear with it. Bear with all of the staff. Don't blame them. Don't blame TfL. They're not trying to wind you up, and they're not trying to use excuses. The only thing I think TfL could be doing better at right now is explaining this on their social media, because their social media has been using the same paragraph saying that they are inspecting trains and more trains are going into service as they pass safety checks, which is a complete fabrication because they're not. All of the trains were inspected on Thursday night. All of the ones that they know have issues are now out of service. No trains that have issues have re-entered service. Trains are leaving service as they develop more issues, or as TfL readjust or reassess them to see what is going on with them. So that's my only problem. That's my only gripe, is that the social media could be better. If your journey is delayed by more than 15 minutes, you are entitled to a refund. You can go to your Oyster account online and apply for that. I'd strongly recommend you do. And yeah, just bear with it and bear with everyone for the foreseeable future. I will be posting as many updates as I can on this. Down below in the pinned comment should be any updates. I'll also be following up on my Twitter, which is linked down below if you want to know any more. But yeah, thanks very much for watching this video. I've been TechTrends101. You don't know who that is. Basically, I've been doing this for a few years. Not this specifically, but I've been doing train stuff for a few years. I have quite a lot of an interest in the underground. Hopefully one day I'll work on it. I've lied to you throughout this entire video, and the real reason that the trains are out of service is because I have been harvesting parts from them, of course. This is a footplate from a Jubilee line train. Just kidding. But yeah, I've been TechTrends101, and I will post any more updates that I can when I can. Thank you very much for watching, and best of luck. Bye.